Alrighty, so we have Livinha Souza versus Randa Markos. So Randa Markos, I think she's fighting for a job. Four losses in a row. It's minus 500 record for her career. I think it's win or go home from here. So yeah, she's got to win this one. So I'll break down the striking. So for Randa Markos, she has a decent snap and jab. Straight right, likes the 1-2-1 blitz. Mostly everything coming down the pipe. And with Souza, her head doesn't move off center line too much, so she does need to watch out for that. And with Souza, she does freeze when she does get hit. Like she kind of like if you touch her, if you hit her with a good shot, she will just kind of freeze, and she has quite a bad poker face when she does get stunned or when she feels a punch. So it's something to watch out for. For Souza, she's mostly looking for that big overhand right. Doesn't mix it up a whole lot. Obviously, not where she's best. It's not where she's best. She's best on the mat, but on the feet, mostly looking for the big overhand right. Both these guys generally are on the back foot, like to take the back foot and back up onto the fence. So I'm actually interested to see who will take the front foot here. So that'll be interesting. So breaking down the grappling. So as I said before, Souza, she's much more comfortable there, in my opinion. She does telegraph her takedowns a little bit in the open. Steps in, big step in. Doesn't really set it up with anything, but tries to finish it off with a leg trip. Most of her successful takedowns do happen in the clinch. She goes for that head and arm throw. Markos will go for the same thing, so it could be a bit of back and forth there. And Souza doesn't have the best top control. She's a little too aggressive on top. She tries to stack her opponent and start landing bombs. She's got good ground and pound. She's got heavy ground and pound, but she is too aggressive and she leaves a lot of space, and in turn doesn't have the best top control, but she is just very aggressive as a grappler, on bottom. Like off her back, she's very aggressive as well. Triangles, arm bars, elbows. She does accept bottom position quite easily, so, maybe a little bit too comfortable off her back. And if she can work her top game to be more focused on controlling, and then she can look for the damage, then maybe, she can work her way up the ranks of this division. For Randa Markos, she has been controlled, on her back for long periods of time. So there is a path to victory there for Souza if she wants to take it with the lay and pray method, really. Because Randa, she doesn't have, she doesn't have the best get-ups. She doesn't have the best bottom game. For how these guys lose fights, so for Randa Markos, she's low volume, subpar takedown defense. For Livinha Souza, striking tendencies, we've already discussed that, and does slow down in the third round. Past the victory for these two. For Randa Markos, try and keep it on the feet. Look to pop the jab out, leg kicks. She doesn't check them, so yeah, you might as well throw some leg kicks. And for Souza, also look for leg kicks as well. That low stance, that wide base of Randa Markos. She'll be taking the full brunt of those leg kicks, so if you've got that in your arsenal, then you might as well use it here. Also, hip tosses in the clinch, head and arm throws in the clinch. I actually don't hate a head and arm throw in this one, because I don't think Rand is very good at defending it. But also, yeah, I think you're much better in those positions. How I see the fight going. So, Randa Markos has only won 35% of her fights in the UFC, and I think she's had like 15. So, not a great record that she has. She's on a 4-fight losing streak here. I think she definitely needs to get a win, or she's been cut, 36 years old. Yeah, I'd probably say for certain she is getting cut here if she does lose. I did like her aggression that she showed in her last fight. Usually doesn't fight with that kind of aggression. But I feel like that aggression, if she comes in with that again, I feel like that's going to walk her onto the takedowns of Souza. It's going to, it's going to force her into the clinch. It's going to force a lot of clinch exchanges where I believe she's going to lose those clinch exchanges. So, yeah. She just has very bad takedown defense, does Randa Markos. And I think even Souza's pretty, below average takedowns. I think it'll probably get the job done here, honestly. I think Randa's going to charge forward into the clinch where, most of Souza's successful takedowns do occur. I think Markos could turn it up late to, maybe bank the third round, but also maybe make it a competitive second. But I do think Souza is going to bank the first two rounds to get the dub here, get the decision win here. She could either, get enough top control in the first two rounds to win, also find a sub potentially, I'm not confident. Randa's takedown defense in the clinch is very worrying. I'm not confident really in this one. Both decide to randomly not show up in certain fights, so yeah, it's hard to trust these guys, really. Might have a look at playing Markos depending on the price. I mean, she's only lost to solid fighters, like much better fighters than Livinha. All those fighters would beat Livinha, so, I think she has a shot here, but she's going to play directly into Livinha's game, I feel. Alright, so just before I get into my prediction, so yeah, if you guys could like the video, like the channel, comment your predictions. I want to see what you guys say. If you have any questions about the breakdown and stuff, if I didn't explain anything sufficiently, then just post a comment. I'll reply to it as quick as possible and give you a bit more of a detailed explanation. So yeah, like prediction is Souza for me in this one by decision. I think the line's basically correct. Probably she could even be a bit more of a favourite. She looks to be creeping up to evens. If she gets to evens, I'll probably look to bet her. But yeah, Randa, I was kind of looking for a better price on Randa at like $2.60 or something like that. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't bet Markos at that price. Surprise goes the distance is, not like minus 300 or anything like that. I think it goes to decision quite frequently. But yeah, I haven't actually, this is the first time I've seen that price, so I might look into that in the future, in the next few days. But other than that, unless Souza gets 2 evens, I probably won't play this fight at all.